All right, everybody, welcome back. We are back together again. And hey, we got the whole group this time. Last time we were a man short, but we're all back and lots to talk about, so we're going to dive right into it. Pardon my voice. I've got a cold, which Carrie gave me. Thank you. But a lot going on, a lot of WWE stuff we're going to start off with. Nathan, you want to jump in?
I'd heard about the signing, or the imminent signing of Ronda Rousey to the WWE roster. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I'm not a big UFC guy, unlike Jason, who's the big fan of UFC. So I personally think Ronda Rousey is overrated, but we'll see what happens when she's in the WWE.
I think it's going to be interesting. This has been going. You haven't really seen a lot of the UFC people coming over to WWE here in recent years. It's, well, of course, with Brock Lesnar going to UFC, CM Punk's doing UFC stuff now. So it's kind of cool to see it go the other way.
He had one match in UFC.
And he did talk to Dana White last weekend. We don't know what came of that talk, but he's still training. He got his blue belt in jiu-jitsu last week. So he's still making progress. We'll see.
So he might actually fight a second fight?
I wish he would go up against JDF, man. I'm fucking telling you. Like, I so badly want to see that, but he just earned his 8th degree black.
I saw that.
So I don't know how fair that match
For those that don't know who the hell JDF is,
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's Jason David Frank. That's
formerly the Green Ranger from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and that's all anybody needs to know. But
right. No, Best Ranger of all time.
But you know what? I think I'll say Punk deserves another chance. You can't put all that hype behind one fight, and just because he did badly, that should be the end of it. I'm all for him getting another chance. I'd watch another Punk fight.
I'm all to see Ronda Rousey in the WWE. Not just because I personally love Ronda Rousey, but, I mean, they hinted at it at WrestleMania, 32?
They've been talking about this for a while.
But, I mean, she actually stepped in the ring at WrestleMania 32.
Yeah, right. I mean, she's a big fan. She has been for a long time. And
so, I think it'd be great.
Fans from the UFC that follow her.
I mean, she's huge. It would be nothing but... It'd make money. It'd be nothing but huge.
Sorry.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
I'm just going to throw a massive amount of salt on this thing.
Right now, she's down in the training center. We'll see what happens.
Well, I'm curious how long it'll actually take her, to come up. How long they'll do. And, like, who would you see him putting her against? If you had to...
Charlotte.
I can see that.
Yeah, I would see that too. Maybe Becky Lynch.
Would they possibly run Asuka's undefeated streak that long? I think they would go with that.
I have no idea.
Interesting.
Now that they're doing this thing with Paige and all them.
True. Very true.
I don't know what their plan is with that, how Asuka gets involved with it, but how about Rich Swann?
Yeah, and some not so happy related news. Cruiserweight division, cruiserweight star, using the term loosely, Rich Swann was arrested in where else? Florida, where every other WWE talent gets arrested.
I feel like not only WWE talent, but a lot of people get arrested in Florida. But
yeah, at this point, why don't they stay away?
He didn't get arrested for walking down the street, though. It wasn't just like, hey.
No, and it wasn't a DUI, which that's normally what happens if you notice over the years. But no, there's a whole list of charges in this. This got interesting.
What, the
domestic battery and
kidnapping, right?
That's basically kidnapping.
What was it? False imprisonment. I think was their term. Yeah.
Yes, his wife wanted out of the car. He would not let her out of the car, and as the car was moving slowly, she had to make an escape and roll from the vehicle.
Tuck and roll, Grandma. Jesus. Tuck and roll. So, at what point does it go from domestic dispute to false imprisonment? Like it. At what point of this does the law get involved? I read this morning. I didn't read the whole article until we were talking earlier about the charges, but wow. And, of course, this is going to come as a surprise to no one. WWE has suspended him for the immediate future. Wow.
Indefinite suspension.
Yeah,
and who knows if he'll be with them anymore after this.
Which pretty much sounds like...
Pretty much going to guarantee you will not be seeing him again.
Yeah, pretty much sounds like future endeavors, if you ask me.
Does anyone here actually watch 205 Live?
I did not know who he was until this article. So I guess
I think he's...
I'm right there with you. So.
Is he a former MCW guy? I thought he was.
He might have been. Honestly, he very well may have been. So I hate to talk about the local talent and the more the local guys. But yeah, this doesn't bode well for him at all. What was it? The last person that kind of had charges similar to this was Adam Rose from a couple years ago.
Right.
If you remember that.
Well, we know where he is.
Yeah, he didn't last any longer, and that one got interesting because then the wife fired back with some stuff on her own, some allegations of her own, but. This doesn't look good for Rich Swann. So,
can we say this is his swan
Swan
song?
song?
Very
Good.
good.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, that is very good.
And something I want to bring up, WWE is recently on a tour of India, and Triple H got involved, which is, that's cool. Definitely giving the fans overseas what they want. But what I cannot fathom, he wrestled 2 matches over there, one against Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental title, in which Reigns was victorious. He, maintained his strap, which is awesome. Looks like Roman Reigns is finally getting over with the crowd, so that's pretty cool. It took a Shield reunion to do it, but
Only took 3, 4 years?
3 or 4 years in a Shield reunion. But hey, we're getting there, and that's half the battle. But he
knowing is half the battle.
What do you think the other half is?
Not the Roman Empire.
Well, no, definitely not. But in another, he wrestled Jinder Mahal, which I cannot fathom for the life of me why. You would have the one guy that's probably the biggest star in the world over there right now, and they've made it quite clear that they're trying to expand to the market over there, and they're going to put Triple H over their big name there. I can't understand it.
But does it really hurt anything that Triple H won? I mean, it's Jinder Mahal.
Very true, but over there, that's like in a sense, it's like Hulk Hogan in a sense.
But they played it off at the end where Triple H gave him respect,
earned
afterwards.
his respect, understandable.
So
and that's
I mean,
fine. It just doesn't make sense to me. I know when the Great Khali was champion,
maybe it's going to lead to another match they have planned between the two later.
Could be. I don't know when they're planning to go back over there. I just, from reading, I was reading the news feed yesterday, just real quick, and I saw that when I knew the match was coming up, but when I saw it, I really thought that Jinder Mahal would go over because, like you said, I mean, not to downplay it, but it doesn't. It's not like it was televised. It wasn't on TV or the network or anything like that. But
the thing about Triple H is whenever he loses, he still has to get his, So
he's gonna get over one way or the other. Yeah, the win or loss. You're right.
And does Mahal ever win clean?
You mean without his cronies that are by ringside?
The Singh brothers, is that what they're going by? Yeah, I don't know. It struck me as interesting. I just they're really trying to tap into that market and get exposure over there. And they have their big name. I mean, he's their guy over there, and they have him lose.
Well, he's better than the Great Khali, so I'll give him that.
Doesn't take much.
Who would you rather have, the Great Khali or Elegante?
I'd rather have Giant Gonzalez, actually. No.
I like the oddities.
The only
at the time about Giant Silva.
Oh, Kurgan.
It was that blemish on the Undertaker's
Giant Silva
undefeated streak. The Giant Gonzalez because he was
the
one
guy
by
with the
disqualification.
With the bodysuit that fought the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
It's okay. We're trying
9?
to block it out too. Don't worry.
I think it was. It was 9.
WrestleMania 9. Yes.
All those tall guys look alike.
That's okay. That's okay.
But Giant Silva was in the oddities, and so was Kurgan. Giant Silva looked similar to Giant Gonzalez in a way, I guess.
Yeah,
but he was probably a worse wrestler than Giant Gonzalez.
Thing about
if that's possible.
The thing about the oddities, we remember them. We remember them, but they were only there for like a year.
If that, right?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff like this back then. It seems like it was longer. It just seems like they were there longer.
Right.
Than that.
It did, but
that's
because we watched every single episode.
Very true.
Like, now it's kind of like, yeah, I'll catch Raw if, I get to, or I can just read it. But back then, I never missed an episode of Raw.
I don't know
or
what
Nitro.
Happened. I don't know what happened with Giant Silva either. I know at one time they said he was putting in a lot of training hours and whatnot. I don't know if it just, the oddity group disbanded, that all fell flat. Or what, but he never really...
Well, the whole way the oddities even began was kind of odd. It was just like out of nowhere, the Jackal just formed them, and, Luna and Kurgan.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that they had a bunch of guys they didn't know what to do with. And just
wasn't Sable with them at one time?
At one point in time, yes.
I don't even really know how that worked out.
I'm not going to doubt you guys. I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Let's give honorable mention to John Teno, who was also in the group.
Yeah, Golga.
Yeah, we're just
wearing the
he carried around that Cartman.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that strikes me odd. I guess they don't have to black out like the Cartman or anything, but they do change their theme music on the network. Even though WWE still has rights to use it on like Apple Music for WWF Volume 3.
I think the albums are one thing, but on the live events, it's different, and that's ICP.
That was their whole thing, the theme song.
The whole thing.
Right, yeah.
That's the only thing that won over the fans because it sure wasn't their wrestling talent.
Well, and I read
it was all the coming down to the ring and bouncing around and having fun. Like I remember fucking listening to that, at the house every morning before school.
Oh, it was a cool theme. Definitely.
It got me nuts.
I'm
no
theme.
Juggalo by far. Right. I mean, I'm not drinking Faygo right now. I'm drinking Mellow Yellow. So
it was.
I love Faygo Moon Mist. I like it better than Mountain Dew.
And a lot of really good flavors with Faygo.
Do you think the WWE was more willing to take risk and try something, and if it went well, they went with it. If not, hey, that never happened. Move it on to next week. Than now, where they seem to try to just be more calculated.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think it goes twofold. Back when they were around, they had WCW.
Right.
Okay.
So
they had competition to bounce
Plus,
on.
you got
As long as
now,
you're beating the competition.
You also have they're a publicly traded company, so they ought to pander to shareholders.
Plus, you got to remember that, like we said, the Attitude Era, there was WCW. They were trying to do anything to get themselves over, whatever got more people to watch them.
The lack of competition, man.
Right, yeah.
As soon as WCW went away, just wrestling just...
Well, I said it. You two will remember when we were in class the day we read that Vince McMahon bought WCW. I told you all, the face of wrestling was going to change. It was never going to be the same. They bought their competition. It's a good thing. At the same time, it's a bad thing. They've never viewed TNA as competition, which is understandable. We all know why.
Now it's Impact.
Well, Impact.
They've changed like 4 times the name, I think.
Yeah, well, Jeff Jarrett pretty much going off the rails, kind of, I think, made them cut all ties with what was it,
Global Force.
Global Force, GFW, or whatever they were calling it. So yeah, now it's just called Impact. But Vince has never seen that as competition, which is understandable. Their best days, in my opinion, and for anybody that remembers back in the weekly pay-per-views back in the early 2000s, that it was a lot of fun to watch. That was a lot of fun to watch there. I will put in a plug for their network. Pay the $7.99, I believe, and check it out. You can get a lot of the old pay-per-views on there. There's a lot of content. So I mean, it's
$7.99 is too much for me for that. It should be like
I took the month free trial. I just had some other stuff going on, I'll admit. But I mean, it was cool to go back and relive some of the early days. Back when a lot of people, unless you were into the independents and all that, didn't know who guys like AJ Styles were. Back when Ron Killings was just coming around and everybody remembered him as K Quick from WWE back in 2000 and 2001. So no, there's a lot of good content there. Check it out if you have the means. They're on the App Store.
So I've been. We have some news. Larry Fitzgerald has passed Randy Moss for 3rd on the league's all-time receiving list.
Yeah, see, we did work some NFL action in for today.
That's it's quite a feat.
Larry Fitzgerald,
Pit Panther.
Larry Fitzgerald is a solid player. He's a surefire Hall of Famer. Did not win a Super Bowl, but
came close. But Steelers had to step in there, take care of that. That was the Santonio Holmes
yes,
catch.
It was.
Good God, the end of that game, I remember watching that at Dad's house. And, we had, like, the yellow globe ball up and hanging out in the middle of the room. My brother punched it and broke it. I'm, like, chain smoking like a motherfucker. And, like, it was so nerve-wracking watching the end of that game. But... God, I'll never forget
picturing
that.
I'm just putting myself in the middle of that atmosphere. I'm just trying to
it was fucking insane. And that's the thing about football anymore. Like I can sit down and watch a game, but not. It's so much more fun watching with other people. I mean, I guess the same could be said for pretty much any sport. But I can sit and watch any hockey game anytime, but without the environment with me for a football game, I just don't get into it nearly as much.
I usually end up just falling asleep.
Right, that's what happens to me at halftime.
Yeah.
Because halftime is so fucking long, and it's so goddamn boring, and the NFL takes too long to get plays started. Like, it's very boring. In hockey, you can literally go 12 minutes without a stoppage of play, and it is just pure speed and action. In the NFL, you get 45 seconds between plays. And then all the fucking commercial breaks. And I don't know. The NFL moves way too slow. They say MLB is too slow. The NFL is slow.
You know what I've noticed this year? I think this season has been kind of down, really. You guys watched the Monday night game, the Steelers-Bengals game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with Ryan Shazier, where he got hurt then, and they took him off a stretcher, and he just got a surgery, and who knows if he's ever going to play football again. And then the thing with Vontaze Burfict, where he got off in a stretcher, even though he's definitely injured more people than anybody in the game, Vontaze Burfict, but still.
I can't really comment on it. I just saw that 2 of them were suspended, and then the next day I read that they overturned the suspension for the Bengals. So
they did.
That's what I heard. I saw.
I know. Juju
had a lot of people up in arms.
His suspension was upheld, and Rob Gronkowski's suspension got upheld as well when he was against the Bills. But it's just, to me, it's been a season that's kind of just dragged on with everything that's happened. It's just not. It's not really an exciting NFL season.
It almost seems like a lot of the focus has been taken off football this year. The season's going on, but really football hasn't been the main.
I'm really wondering if it has not so much to do with the actual talent on the field. I'm just wondering if any of it's coming from just me getting older and I have all these other things going on and responsibilities to where, like, I used to follow the shit out of it when I was younger. I knew everyone and, all that. Like, I'm not as into it these days.
Hate to say it, guys, but we're all getting older. Let's face it, life just isn't as much fun as it used to be.
Right. I honestly think it's because of that.
I think also part of it, some of the changes they've made over the
the
recent
rules
futures have been for the worse.
Right.
And you have games that are going on overseas and kind of
I don't understand.
It's not
that.
really the same.
Thursday night football. That is my number one fucking biggest problem with the NFL.
I'm still
right
not used
now.
to Thursday night football through the year. To me, Thursday football was Thanksgiving.
I hate Thursday football.
Well,
I hate it. I hate all primetime games. I'm going to put it out there. I hate all fucking primetime football games. The Super Bowl starting at around 6:30 is late enough. No other game should start later than that.
I think it should be 8. 8 is the latest.
8's too fucking late. I'm too goddamn old
to
stay up for a goddamn 8 o'clock game.
The only thing is, you
Grandpa,
have the West Coast,
I feel like it's
with them starting like that, they don't get the game until like 5:30 or something.
Well, that's like the first week of the season. There's 3 Monday night games. I think they usually work like that.
It's two on Monday night.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not 3, but 2. See, even that, I
don't know.
Hashtag not my NFL.
I love 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday football. That to me has always been the ideal time to watch a football game.
Exactly.
I do, however, like when they do play the London games, so I can wake up and football's on. That's nice.
It does give you a whole day of football.
It's a nice treat every now and then.
If we can kind of steer away from football, since we've kind of opened the box on just gripes and just complaining here, I believe we all wanted to point a few fingers. Like Kevin, I think you wanted to point a finger at Arby's.
Yeah,
went there for dinner tonight, by the way, folks.
We went there for dinner tonight. We didn't do a traditional restaurant review because, simply put, it's Arby's. So,
it's Arby's. You either like it or you don't. It's good.
I will comment, though, that as we pulled into the parking lot, it was like 4:52. So anyone who's familiar with Arby's knows that they have the happy hour that goes on from 2 to 5. So I left everybody behind, made sure I got in there so I could get
like Carl Lewis to get in there in time. Let me tell you,
my special deals. But my complaint for Arby's is, I don't know if this is up to the franchisee or what, but all of the happy hour menu products went from being smalls to snack size. And that really fucking sucks.
Yeah, because I enjoyed the Jamocha shake, and it could have been just a little bit bigger,
Right. But, I mean, you were getting a good deal with getting a small fry for $1. Like, that snack size should be like 85 cents. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting any kind of deal out of the happy hour thing.
I'm sorry, there shouldn't even be a snack size. Like,
No.
I have a problem with that to begin with.
Literally, what the fucking snack size is when you buy a large and you're getting down towards the bottom and you just put the fry pod up to your mouth and throw the fries in your mouth. That's what the fucking snack size is.
It's all that trick marketing. Like a few years ago when McDonald's did away with the supersize because apparently it's unhealthy to supersize because you're not eating at McDonald's or anything.
Right.
But they did away with the supersize, so they came up with the large. And all they did, they bumped the size of the large, threw in the medium, and then the small. So basically, the medium was the old large. The large was the old supersize. They're mind fucking.
This
folks.
is,
That's what they're doing.
and I would like to point out, just in case a representative from Arby's should come across this when we tag them in it, that this is the first negative review that we've done in any restaurant that we've been to yet. This is the first thing that's been said negative wise. I mean, other than the bowl size from
but
last
the thing is,
podcast.
we're not knocking the taste.
No,
we're
we're not knocking
the quality of the
Their
food
food is always good.
is really good. But if you're
really-
going to continue with the happy hour, like, if there's still some places out there that do smalls, I don't think you should allow your franchisees to participate by offering the snack size.
And since we're bending your ear already,
You may as
bring
well-
back the potato chips.
You may as well just give them
you
you may as well give them a shot glass, to tell you the truth. Just do that for the happy hour.
Right.
But honestly, in general, fast food these days, it's just too expensive.
Right.
I mean, you get a value meal, a supposed value meal, and you're paying $10 for it.
It used to be fast and affordable. Now it's just fast and for the most
And the thing
places,
is, it's
pointing
not
at
like
Arby's, but fast
it's not
and
like the
subpar.
quality of the food is any different. It's the same food.
But I will say for Arby's, over the years, Arby's has stayed true. I will give credit where it's due. Arby's has stayed true. A lot of your places, Wendy's is another one. Wendy's has stayed true to their food, in my opinion. Not that I don't go anywhere else. I mean, I got a McDonald's right across the street, for God's sake.
I'll be honest with you.
McDonald's is the last one I go to.
I'll be
Burger
honest,
King is probably the last I
but
go to now.
But
but
I would put Wendy's at the top.
I've always enjoyed Wendy's. Like I said, Arby's too. They are
plus
two that have stayed.
the plus side to Wendy's as well is they have Coca-Cola products. And Arby's has Pepsi. Are they owned by PepsiCo? Like Taco Bell, KFC, and all that?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
And
because
Wendy's has the freestyle machine. Let's not forget that. That's always fun.
Well, that's the other thing is I don't understand why they give in to their competitors, because technically if you're not affiliated with them, but yet you're still using the Pepsi products, wouldn't you want Coca-Cola in your stores? Like Papa John's, I don't understand it. They use Pepsi products at Papa John's. Pepsi owns Pizza Hut. So they're actually helping their rival out by selling Pepsi.
It is above my pay grade to comment on that, which is a fancy way of saying I do not know.
I don't know. That's kind of shit I think about. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't really know, but if I wanted soda, I would not go to a pizza place because you're going for a 2 liter and it pays
It's
like
like $3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just go to the grocery store and get one for
Right.
like $1.50.
Exactly.
Now, the one thing is, if I do not end up getting to a grocery store tonight or tomorrow before I get to watch Home Alone this year, I will be buying my 1 2-liter Pepsi a year to go with my large pizza just for myself. So that's the only Pepsi 2-liter I'll buy all year.
Do we have any other?
Now
gripes?
will you keep the change, you filthy animal?
Well, that's what I'll tell the delivery driver when he comes. So,
Jason, we haven't heard, but do you have any gripes just in general, just recent complaints, axes you want to grind?
Not off the top of my head, actually. I know, shock and all.
I have another one for
I
you
am a little
guys.
put off by
And
this,
since
I'll
Jason doesn't, all the fucking Marvel fans who are just bashing Justice League.
Okay, I was thinking about bringing that up, but I was like,
So,
okay.
We might
No.
need a separate podcast for this one, folks.
Yes, because I see we're down to almost a 5-minute mark. No, I think Justice League has gotten some very unfair reviews. It did what it was supposed to do. It brought your core characters together. It gave them a villain to fight. It was, it did what it was supposed to do.
It was definitely better than Age of Ultron. I mean,
I see, and I'll agree because I wasn't the biggest Age of Ultron fan, and I think the bar was set high because the first Avengers movie was so good.
Yeah, the first Avengers movie was good, but
and I'm no movie expert. I am a Marvel guy, but I loved Justice League. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I had a blast watching that.
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it, and I just see it cross the 600 million mark worldwide, so it's closing in on that 700 gray area to where they said to make the minimal amount of money.
Unsurprisingly to no one, I did not see the movie.
and once again, I think it's the studio shooting themselves in the foot. I think that
if you didn't do all those fucking reshoots, guess what? The movie wouldn't have cost $300 million to make.
Well, that's true, but I think also people are willing with things like Rogue One that did a lot of reshoots, but was probably better for it.
Right.
They're willing to take those chances, hence why, they almost reshot all of the Han Solo movie that's coming out later. But no, the studio saying that it couldn't be longer than 2 hours, I think was a mistake.
Right.
I think because then when they did do reshoots and recuts and stuff like that, it really pigeonholed them into we can only use this.
They lost their story. It was just like
that.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think at times you can definitely see, this was where it was kind of going, but then it switched to this direction.
So to keep on with like comic book news, what do you feel about the what looks to be going down next week between Disney and Fox?
I am not excited about Disney possibly buying Fox.
Is that because that now they're going to have some rights to Batman as well?
No,
Did you
not
think
really.
about that?
I mean, I have seen that because Fox was involved in the Adam West Batman,
and of course they have Gotham as well, so they could kind of steer the direction
I'm not even
of that
sure
show.
how that works.
Right.
But no, more or less because you can, say what you want about it. I am a fan of the X-Men franchise,
Right.
and along with that,
I'm thinking more Fantastic Four than X-Men myself.
Right. If they get Fantastic Four and do whatever they want with them, that's fine because that's a mess.
I mean, Doctor Doom, I don't know. I would love to see Fantastic Four, Silver Surfer, all those guys.
Right. But if Disney has Fox, are they going to continue the Deadpool line?
I think they will, because Deadpool 2 comes out next summer.
Right.
And it blows the roof off like the first one did.
Right. Then they're going to be
I mean, are we really expecting the second one to be as good as the first?
I think it could be. I'm really looking forward to, we get Josh Brolin's Cable. We get Domino. Colossus is coming back. But speaking of Josh Brolin, so with this merger, what if we see Cable meet Thanos? That'll be weird, huh?
That could be interesting.
Even though Thanos looks like Bruce Willis.
But I think they would still keep them in their own separate universes if they continue to do the Deadpool stuff.
Right, yeah, I was just joking.
So I don't think they'll move him in the MCU.
Right, I was just joking, but I just thought
I could definitely see Wolverine and all those guys.
Well, because they're already like, hey, could we get Hugh Jackman to make one more appearance? Because, he said he would have stuck around if...
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With them doing the Disney Fox thing, just to change altogether, Disney owns ESPN, okay? So I've heard that if this goes through, they're going to rebrand all their Fox Sports, like Fox Sports, whatever, regional ones to ESPN. So that's something that's kind of odd to see.
I don't know why I thought when I read the report that they were not going to be getting the sports channels.
I think Fox...
Or just the regional sports channels
yeah,
is what you're
but
talking
the Fox Sports one, that will stay.
Okay.
The regional ones, they
would get. Okay. That's what I thought I read in the report. So, we're getting down towards the end, so we're actually going to skip the food box this
you know
week.
what? This is so good, we just might save it until another one because we did Arby's.
Okay.
And, we're just kind of
That's fine.
on that.
I'm sorry, folks, we're going to leave y'all wanting more this week.
So, well, once again, thank you for joining us, and I'm glad we got the whole group together, even though Carrie didn't chime in a single time. Carrie, do you have anything to say? You have about 35 seconds.
I'm good.
She knows the only thing that can happen in under 35
It's okay.
seconds.
She's
is,
holding back. It's
you know,
She's-
in the old
she's
bedroom with this guy
Oh,
here.
She's holding back, but you know what? You know what they say. It's the person that says the least. It says the least. The quiet ones are the ones you got to watch. So
You're not making any damn sense today. No, I'm just kidding.
maybe you just don't shut up enough to listen. Maybe that's what.
That's
it is.
quite possible. So
before
that's what
all
we're going
hell
to do for the last 30
Before
seconds.
all hell breaks loose here, folks. Thank you all for
All right.
joining us as always.
Thank you,
And
folks. Goodbye.
Take care.